Hello, my name's Heather McPherson and welcome to Officially Heather on YouTube. This is a fairly new thing for me. YouTube is something that I'm quite happy to sit there and watch things, but I'm kind of exploring it for my own documentation purposes, I guess, of my journey. So, just a quick overview. I am exploring the world of tarot, and I am also exploring my natural abilities, I guess. I've always been told, for as long as I can remember, that I have psychic and mediumship abilities and that I always needed to explore them more, and which I have done small amounts of that throughout my life, but I guess realistically I haven't been entirely ready to go right down that path, whereas now I'm starting to become a little bit more open-minded to really kind of pushing that a bit more and kind of just learning more about myself, learning more about the abilities that I do have, and one of the ways that I'm doing that is learning tarot. So I did do a video earlier this evening because we are in the beginning of a new moon cycle. So if you haven't already had a look at that, check that out. That's already uploaded and ready for viewing. And in between finishing that video and starting this one, I just did a small 3-card spread for myself, which I will also do a little video on as well. So head over and check that out. So after I did my new moon cycle reading with my other tarot deck, I obviously closed all that down after I'd done a couple of different things, and I thought, all right, I'll just have a coffee, have a break, whatever, and then came back and kind of went, I feel like I need to pull out my astrology cards and just do like a little energy reading for myself for like the next 24 hours, being that we're in a new moon cycle. I'm a Cancerian, I'm ruled by the moon, so it sort of only seemed fitting to pull out this beautiful deck of Arcana astrology cards. So we're going to kind of get stuck into that. I do keep a notebook with me that's from a previous spread that I did this evening, because I do have the ability for automatic writing, which is essentially where you allow your high energy that you connect with, whatever that might look like for you, I guess, and allow them to kind of help come through and pass on messages to you through pen and paper. So you allow them to actually kind of come in and write down things. And the reason I've known that I've been able to do this is because I've always found writing things physically has helped me understand and learn things. So I guess that's just a skill that, again, I'm still building, but it's something that I've probably been doing a bit longer in terms of knowing what my abilities were. Yeah, so I wanted to do one of these readings. So whenever I do this sort of stuff, obviously I'll usually kind of shuffle my cards, pull out my spread, and then I kind of take a moment to take in which cards I've got. And what I do with that is actually to keep a journal of it for my own self-reflection and my learning purposes, but also it's sometimes good in terms of a reading as well if you're able to have some sort of a note or something there. I find that, you know, in readings that I've had in the past, most of the stuff that I'm able to kind of engage in during the reading is fairly, like, it's close to the surface sort of stuff, but sometimes, you know, it could be a couple of hours, it could be a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple of months. I'll have little things that'll just pop up and suddenly I'll go, oh my God, that was picked up in a reading that I had. Yep, okay, that makes sense now. So I do find by doing that, even if I haven't fully taken in the entirety of the message that I've got, if I'm able to come back and reflect on it, it helps me kind of go, aha, and I have those little light bulb moments, and it just helps me along in my own personal journey. So that's kind of the way I like to try and do things for myself, for my learning, and for my growth and development as well. So I know not every tarot reader or every psychic or medium or anybody that has those kind of natural gifts and abilities, not everyone does it that way, and that's okay. Everybody's different. Everybody utilizes their talents differently. This is just the way I do it. And especially because I'm in that learning phase of really pushing and developing, this is just what I found has worked for me. So yeah, I'm going to kind of stick with it, and if it continues to work, great. If it's something that starts to kind of go, we don't really need to utilize that as much anymore, then I'll let that go when time comes. Yeah, so we'll get started. Okay, so the spread that I'm going to do in the astrology one, it kind of goes by planets, asteroids, zodiac signs, and house, which essentially means area of life. And basically what that does is it's a 4-card spread. You basically divide up your cards into 4 separate groups of planets, star signs, or zodiac signs, asteroids, which are the minor supporting planet to the major one, and you've also got the house, which is the area of life. So essentially what you do is you kind of break them all up, you shuffle them all, and then you draw a card out of each one, and then you kind of put it together, and depending on what your question might be, will depend on what you interpret in those messages that come through in the cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give the cards a bit of a shuffle. I'm also going to infuse my energy into the cards. I usually do this by kind of obviously holding my hands together like this and really utilizing the energy that I put out through my hands. And I also thank my spirit team and the energy that I have around me in the way that I do this. So let's get started. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, spirit guides. Thank you, spirit team. Thank you, loved ones. And thank you, all positive energy that is guiding me here today. I am going to pull a 4-card spread in the astrology deck. I ask that you help me interpret these messages in the way that I need to, and I hope that any messages that you come through, I will be able to take on open-mindedly, and I'm ready to hear anything that you are prepared to pass on to me. So I kind of find that if I just shuffle the deck a little bit after infusing my energy, it just helps, I don't know, put more in. I just feel more connected to the cards if I do that. It's just the way I am. There's something therapeutic about shuffling cards. I don't know why, but there is. Okay, so I have my planet cards, my zodiac, my asteroids, and my houses. So they're essentially in their 4 groups. This pile over here is to do with the moon phases. So essentially in this, what I actually need to do is shuffle through all the moon cards, and obviously I'd flip them over and pop one into the planet deck, just because you don't need to have all the moons in there, you just need one, and whatever comes out, comes out. If it doesn't come out in the planet, that's fine. Yeah, so that's sort of what it looks like at this moment. Yeah, so once I've got them all ready to go, I will continue with the reading. Okay, so I'm just shuffling up my moon cards now. I thought I could do it before I hit record, but I sort of think it's kind of just like, it's nice to sort of see the process a little bit. I feel that one's the right one to put in there. I'll just put these to the side because we don't need them. So I'm going to shuffle the planet cards now. I'm still learning how to do that, thing that they always do with tarot cards, and even when people are in casinos, where you split the deck in half and you flip them together. I can't figure out how to do it. I'm sure it will come in time. I have heard that a few times, but that's okay. I'll get there. It's no rush. It could just be one of those things that I'm really shit at and probably won't ever be able to do. So that's okay too. I shuffle the cards the way that I feel they need to be shuffled, and I usually get a feeling when I need to stop shuffling them. So that's them. So I'm just kind of going through each mini deck right now, just to get them all neat and tidy. So I'm up to, I've just done planets, zodiac, and now I'm just doing the little asteroids. That was a bit of a supposed to be a nice little neat pile and it didn't want to stay neat. That's okay. Never mind. Okay. All right. So that's my, what I would call my preliminary shuffle. I just like to do that because when I sort the cards, I'm usually kind of going, yep, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. So I sort of got because I've got a photographic memory, I kind of remember. So I like to give them a good kind of preliminary shuffle before I actually shuffle each mini deck and ask my question. So we're going to get started onto that. I just need to get myself prepared. Be 2 secs. Okay, so I've got my planet bunch. So the first question that I'm going to ask is more along the lines of like, what's my planet guide right now? It's pretty straightforward. Yeah, and hopefully whichever card comes out is the one that we need. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, spirit guides. Thank you, loved ones. Thank you, spirit team. And thank you, all positive energy that surrounds me today. My question to you when I'm shuffling this mini deck is, who is my planet guide right now? Felt that one want to flick out. Oh, we have the, I feel like I'm going to butcher this word, and I don't know if I've ever heard it before, but it's the, I don't know if it's waning or waning, I don't know, crescent moon. So that's my planet guide right now, which is ironic because we're in a new moon phase. I'm ruled by the moon because I'm a Cancer, and my guiding planet is part of the moon phase. Okay. All right. I just have to take some notes, so just bear with me. Okay, I just sort of like felt this urge to go, oh, I just have to stop the video for a minute because I'm kind of getting bombarded. But I was sort of like started writing, and then I kind of got this vibe to be like, just pop on record for a little bit, just so people can kind of see how I look like a feral when I'm trying to do this writing. We'll slow down. Jesus, that's really messy. Okay, hang on. Is there anything else you want to add? Whoa, okay. Whoa. I'm going to have to show you just then, as I'm like trying to get something, there's a word that came straight out, and it was, a cycle is ending. Like, that was the phrase. And then that was when I was like, quick, hit record, Heather. And then I have to show you this writing, honestly. Look at that, right? Look at that. You can see, I don't know if you can even read that, but I mean, I knew what it was. Ending. It's just like ending. But it's come out that fast that it just looks like a jumbled mess. But like, if I was to show you just really quickly how neat my handwriting is usually, big difference. Wow. Okay, cool. I'm just going to come back in 2 seconds because I'm feeling like there's a lot of energy in it. I can't quite think. All right. So I don't know why I didn't think to just let it record when I was sort of like taking my notes, but it's one of those things that I find, especially because I'm in my learning journey, it's almost like a little spiritual, personal, individual, private moment sometimes. But I think because of just the moment I saw that moon card come up, I was just like whoosh, and was kind of like, oh my God, yeah, interesting. And it's funny because that one, it's it represents an ending. Like, it doesn't matter how much we try to prepare for things to go the way we want. Sometimes we just have to learn to let them go. But yeah, it's a new moon. It's a new moon cycle. I got like a new beginnings thing with that one. And like, boom, what's my guiding planet? Straight off the bat, there was just like no hesitation. Bang, there it was. And it was like, I almost wanted to shuffle again, but I just kind of got this like overwhelming sense. It's like, no, that's the one you need. And then, yeah, like even my writing, it's funny because I've always felt really comfortable and confident writing. And then sometimes when I just let it go, it just turns into like this, like, jumble stuff, and I'm like, how would anyone read that? Like, even, if I come back to that, I'd be like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, so my next question is about what zodiac, whoa, okay, there it is. What zodiac traits do I need to kind of harness right now? Like, what kind of zodiac traits do I need to utilize in this next cycle? And it's Leo. I don't know if you can see because the light's right in the way, but Leo. I'm feeling a lot of like internal power when I see that card. I do need to take notes on that one, but because you saw how weird that last one was, I won't record this one because I don't want to scar people. Okay, that one was a pretty quick one, but it was kind of basically, like I said, when I first kind of brought the card up, it was like I felt like this like power and this strength, but like an internal power and strength, not necessarily external. And then what I was able to sort of like start taking notes and channeling, it was like, yep, you need to have that. It does represent strength and determination and a little bit of pride in your accomplishments. So I think that was kind of, they're probably the words that I was feeling but couldn't articulate. Yeah, so that's really interesting actually. So I'm shuffling the asteroids now, and this one is basically which asteroid is serving as a minor support to my planet guide currently. Oh, you wanted to pop right out, didn't you? Vesta. I don't know Vesta. I might actually have to look at who she is, but I'm sort of feeling. So this is like what it kind of basically looks like a planet, but they're the asteroids, so it's basically the minor planet. I'm kind of getting similar vibes to Leo in all fairness. It's what I'm taking from this is like pride, but not so much in a narcissistic, egotistical way. It's more in that way of like similar to that vibe I got with Leo. Like, it's that internal, like, you know what, I'm really proud of myself and I've got all this strength and I'm just going to keep pushing. And because my major guiding planet, even though the moon's technically not a planet, but let's not go there, is a moon, and it symbolizes that ending of an old cycle and beginning of a new. It's sort of what I'm feeling. I feel like it's asking me to come into an energy that I'm not familiar with, because I might sometimes look like I kind of have my shit together and that like I'm like cool, calm and collected, but sometimes on the inside I'm just having like a full-on fucking meltdown. And I'm so used to just kind of being like, oh, retreat. I'm a Cancer. I'm just retreating into my shell. So I feel like this energy feels like I need to kind of just not be afraid to own it. Yeah, but I want to check exactly what Vesta actually symbolizes, because I haven't come across her yet as such, and I don't know why I'm calling it a her. I feel like it's a feminine energy, but I need to check it. I'll check it and I'll see if I can take some notes and I'll let you know. Okay, so I definitely had a little look at Vesta, because I just couldn't sort of shake this feminine type feeling, but I was right. Vesta was the Roman goddess of the home and the heart. So it sort of goes by what I was saying. It's almost like it's a feminine energy, but you kind of just need to reconnect but not go back to old patterns or old habits. It's sort of, and then I think because I've got the Leo zodiac traits, that's a little bit more kind of pushing up and kind of going, okay, it's okay to be proud of yourself. It's okay to have that strength, and it's okay to be the lion, you know, like, because I'm not that normally. So I feel like Vesta kind of supports that in that same way. It's about nurturing, it's about warmth. It's like I said before with the Leo card, I felt like this weird, strong, warm feeling. So I think that to me, it makes sense. To people watching this, they might just think I'm a fucking idiot, and that's fine. I don't really give a shit. I'm having fun learning this. But yeah, it makes perfect sense to me. So, yeah, interesting that I picked up on the feminine energy quite quickly, actually. I'm pretty proud of that. There we go. I'm harnessing my Leo energy already. We're going to move on to the house deck now. Now, essentially, this question is kind of just asking, like, in what area of my life is this happening in? So what house is this happening in? I'm still not really all that familiar with the houses. But again, I try and go by what I feel from the card when I first get it, and then go back and check it and see if I'm on the right path. Sometimes I might only just pick up a small amount of that, and then, you know, when you kind of come back and read the whole thing, it makes perfect sense. But yeah, let's. Oh, I felt you want to come out before, but I lost which one you were. You'll do. It should have popped out. First house. I haven't come across you before. Let me just quickly check that one. I feel like it's more in the realm of love, to be fair. No, it's not love, but resonates with the Leo. Like, feel everything on the inside and feel that, but it, like, don't, like, feel it internally. See, I'm struggling to get it out. Feel it internally, but don't forget to sort of project it a little bit, like, yeah, the realm of self. There you go. Yeah. There you go. That makes perfect sense, actually. I do need to take notes on this. I won't be a sec. Okay, I'm just, I just had a little bit of a brainwave, actually, when I cross-checked it, and it was like the realm of self. And, like, even though I said the realm of love, sometimes that can translate into the realm of self-love, because that was the first thing I wrote down. Self-love, self-connection, what's the word I'm looking for? Like self-belief. It's kind of just like, it's all kind of flooding in now. Yeah. What else do you want to add? Be yourself. Yes, I know. Thank you. I'm getting the word attraction for some reason, and I'm assuming that that's coming across from, like, I think it falls back into the Leo energy, and then also into Vesta energy, of the fact that what you feel internally and what you put out to the world is kind of what comes back. That's sort of like, that's what I'm getting with the word attraction. So it's sort of like that, like an energy exchange, like like energy exchange. That's, yeah. What you put out is what you get back. Yes. Whoa, slow down. Whoa, Jesus Christ. What is that? That doesn't even look like an actual word. Yeah, so what I'm also seeing here, which kind of correlates with that, like, self-love, self-connection, self-belief, and just being yourself, and then attracting all of that, it kind of talks about the fact that if you're more of an introverted person, it's time to kind of become a little bit more extroverted. So it kind of then feeds off that attraction thing. It kind of feeds into the Leo energy. Okay, that makes perfect sense, actually. Yeah, I'm kind of, a lot of what I'm getting, it's sort of like I'm processing in my head, and I feel like I've kind of been able to channel that into what I'm writing, but I almost feel like I don't have to always channel it because I'm kind of talking about it as well. But you can kind of see, I don't even know, I think it's meant to say you. You can see right there, I don't even know what the fuck that is. It just kind of like took off. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this actually, because I feel like this is really talking about this next new beginning. So whilst part of me has been thinking about it in terms of like new beginnings of career development or new beginnings of like home life, I think it's what I've really liked about this and what I feel like I've really connected with is that it's talking about new beginnings in self as well. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that one actually, and I'm glad that there was a couple that I was sort of like, oh look, I'm not sure on, but this is the vibe I'm getting. And even though I said like the realm of love for first house, for me it was like, it didn't necessarily have to be love as in romance, it was just the realm of love, like, and now it makes sense because it's the realm of self, you know, it's that reflection of self-love, and then it makes sense with what I've actually pulled up. Well, to me it does anyway, and especially someone who's still learning this deck. Like, I've spent more time on my other modern tarot deck than I have on this one, so to be able to pick up some energies from this sort of in, I think this might only be like my third astrology kind of spread. I think I've only done one for myself, and I've done one for someone else, and I've done one for me, another one for me. So it's kind of fun that I'm doing it at the beginning of a whole new moon cycle, and getting another moon. I'm a Cancer, I'm ruled by the moon. It's kind of fun just to be able to kind of see how everything kind of interconnects, and, you know, trusting what I'm hearing and what I'm feeling and what I'm writing kind of helps cement that it's like, well, this makes sense to me. It doesn't have to make sense to anyone else because I'm not doing this for someone else. I'm doing it for myself, for learning purposes, and just anything that I need to hear, any messages I need to hear. And I'm really quite proud of this because I think going into this next cycle, this is sort of the energy that I need. I need to know that I can take pride in the achievements that I've got, and take pride in what's coming, and, you know, really harness that feminine energy, because I did get in my reading in between these two videos, was talking about harnessing that feminine energy. So this kind of just backs that up. I wish I had have actually recorded it, but my phone nearly died, so I had to charge it. But yeah, so that was a bit of a fun little exercise for me. As you can tell, I probably look like I'm about to like pass out. I think it's just because I'm really drained now. But yeah, thanks so much for coming along on this little tarot learning journey with me, and kind of just seeing how I learn. And, you know, it's okay to get it wrong sometimes because we're learning. And that's, I can't believe I just said that, because I'm the biggest perfectionist in the world. So the fact that I'm okay with fucking up in general in a learning process kind of says that I've grown a lot. But to have gotten a card that says you need to kind of really harness that pride and feel comfortable with discomfort, and kind of go, you know what, if I get it wrong, I don't care. And the fact that I'm filming this and documenting this journey, that's a huge thing for me. So I kind of feel like what these cards have brought out is sort of what I'm doing. Anyway, I am going to close down my deck. Thank you all for coming along and watching. I appreciate the few of you, the none of you, the lot of you that are coming along on this little fun journey with me. And yeah, I appreciate people just viewing this. Yeah, I just want to say thank you. if anybody's got anything that they're wishing to manifest, now would probably be the time, because we're coming into a new cycle. I guess the advice that I've constantly received, not just through cards, but just through other interactions in my daily life, is that you need to be really clear and set really clear intentions on what you're trying to manifest and why you want to manifest that. The other piece of information that I got in terms of doing that, which I found super, super helpful, and I'm passing on because I know that someone else may value this. When you get clear in your intent on what you want, talk about it when you're manifesting as if you've already got it. Because if you've done that, you're putting it in the present tense, which means it's already yours. Yeah. So there's a little bit of advice that I've recently learned, and that I'm passing on to whoever's watching this. Yeah, thanks for joining me, and yeah, I'll catch you all later.